Hello and welcome to the IT Career Guide YouTube channel. In today's video we want to talk about how much can you earn as a software developer at Amazon AWS. Software development, software engineering is a very hot area in IT in general. It's a great way to work in IT and to earn a lot of money and actually to work on really exciting products or services. And Amazon AWS, their cloud services, is really one of those areas. And if you get in there, there's a healthy six-figure salary possible. And so that's what we want to talk about in today's video. So working at Amazon AWS is not as easy. I mean, you have to go through a really difficult interview process. But once you're in, actually, it's really a fantastic environment to work in. From a salary perspective, there is a cap from your base salary, but then with stock and bonus, it really turns into a very interesting situation. So based on numbers that I found, that your salary will end up somewhere in the range of $185,000 for senior level software engineering positions. That's usually where most people end up. Mid-level, senior level, that's where most people end up. And so the base salary in this area goes up to $185,000 per year. That's the base salary. It does not include stock or any bonus payments. So initially the salaries at Amazon AWS with $185,000 per year do not seem to be very high. I mean, if you spend a little time researching on the internet, you will find that Amazon pays in the Seattle area up to $1.6 million per year for people in software development. So how can that be? $185,000 base salary, but then there's over $1 million in total compensation. So here for this video, we're talking about three professions at Amazon AWS. There will be the software developer / software engineer, the manager for software developers, and the software architect that really helps to architect the systems and helps to really build the right framework and structure. For some of these salaries and the salary information that I found, I'm using the levels.fyi website. A lot of software engineers and architects and related individuals have anonymously uploaded their salary information, so it's a very helpful tool to identify how much can you earn at certain companies. So let's look at the software engineers, and we're starting with the entry level. So what type of base salary can an entry-level software engineer make at Amazon AWS? So their salary is made of an average of $122,000 base salary per year. In addition to the base salary, there's of course stock and bonus, and for the entry-level position that usually, again on average, turns into $17,000 worth of stock equity and $22,000 worth of bonus payment. So the bonus payment once a year, the stock equity once per year, there's usually a vesting period involved. So depending on how much you get on paper, you might not have access to everything right away. So this specifically the stock equity usually vests over 3 to 4 years. However, once you go past the entry level, and entry level is usually 1 to 2 years, and you move up into the mid-level, things change dramatically. Your salary goes up to $150,000 base per year. So it's a significant increase from the entry level. And again, this is an average, so the salaries fluctuate a little bit depending on really your experience and how good you are, of course. So not everyone works at the same level, and there are differences accordingly. So now it becomes interesting at these mid-level positions regarding the stock equity. And that's where Amazon really pays the most if you look at the salary, the stock equity, and the bonus. So that's really where the growth comes compared to the bonus or the base salary. So at mid-level, the average again is $59,000 in stock equity. The bonus on the other side actually goes down from the entry level. So for the entry level position, you might recall I mentioned $22,000 per year on average. Well, here for the mid-level, it goes actually down to $16,000 bonus, paid once a year usually. So the salary and the bonus, well, the salary increased, the bonus shrank just a little bit, but the big jump here really happens with the stock equity. And that's where at most tech companies really the value come in, and really that motivates people to work a lot of hours, to deliver, to work extra hard, and really move the needle for the company. Because if you're able to do that and to showcase that you are worth more money, the money usually comes in form of stock equity. Let's move on to the senior level positions. So for a software engineer, again, the average is $162,000 base salary per year. So if you recall, for the mid-level position, the stock equity was $59,000. Well, here it's almost triple for the senior level. The average is $141,000 in stock equity. Again, it's vesting over several years, so you will not have full access to it right away, but it's almost triple compared to the mid-level. So that's a very, very big jump. And you can see now how interesting it becomes. So you have $162,000 base salary. You have roughly $140,000 in stock equity. So you're looking at an annual salary of about $300,000. So that's very, very good even for Silicon Valley or for Seattle or for other areas wherever Amazon might hire you. Of course, yeah, Silicon Valley is very expensive. The Washington area is very expensive. You will lose some of that money and you have to pay for the high cost of living. But overall, it gets you into the right direction. The bonus payment for this position actually goes down again. It goes down to $15,000 average per year. Again, the majority of the salary or the payment of the compensation is with the stock grants, the stock equity that you get from Amazon. Let's move on to the next profession here at Amazon AWS. We're looking at the manager level in the software development areas. So these are individuals, they must have a coding background, so they must have been software developers, software engineers, and have a really solid understanding of how the software development process works, be it Scrum, Agile, everything involved here. It's very important. These individuals also need to have certain qualities to really grow a team, motivate a team, drive a team through difficult situations, through stressful release cycles, and really deliver. So it's not to underestimate it how difficult this position can be. So you really rely on the delivery of your direct reports, the software engineers that report to you as the software development manager. So salaries for a software development manager, they average at $160,000. So now it changes a little bit the equation here. You're not a software engineer anymore, so your salary looks slightly different. Where the most part of the compensation comes in is with the stock equity and the bonus. So stock equity usually goes $150,000 to $200,000, potentially even more. The numbers are a little thin here, so I have to just make some assumptions, but it's safe to say that you're probably looking at $200,000 to $250,000 in stock compensation for the manager positions. And again, this is probably an average, so it can be significantly be more. If you I don't want to say junior manager, they require some seniority already, but it might be a little bit below. Bonus-wise, again, I have to make some assumptions. It will be in the $20,000 to $25,000 range. It's not that different compared to the software developers, to the software engineers. So do not expect significant higher bonuses if you're a software manager. Again, they require significant experience, and they require that you have the skill set to really lead a software development team. So now you have the senior level managers, and they're usually like team leads for other managers or for certain more senior level software development teams in Amazon AWS. They have a slightly higher salary, so instead of the $160,000 that I mentioned before, these senior managers average at $185,000 base salary. Again, a lot of the compensation comes in via stock equity, and here you're definitely looking at the $250,000 range, potentially going up to $300,000 in stock equity. And again, this is vesting over several years, so you will not have full access to it right away. Bonus not significantly higher compared to the regular manager. And so it's just really the pay structure that Amazon has developed that give you less bonus payments. The value really comes, or the compensation comes from the stock equity. The senior managers really have high responsibility. They work on high profile projects. These projects are really the ones that move the needle for Amazon, that really make a significant difference to the bottom line. So don't underestimate really the value of these positions. You need to have roughly, again, the same 10 years. You need to have a software development background. And in most cases, it will be very helpful if you have an MBA of some sort to show that you have what it takes to lead these type of teams and to deliver for Amazon. So now we're coming to the third profession that I talked about, the solutions architect, the AWS solutions architect. It's a slightly different position compared to the software engineers. Not sure if you know exactly really the difference between the engineer and the architect. So the architect designs the system. The software developers write the code to build the system. Usually the architects and the software engineers work together. It's very important. Otherwise, these type of projects will lead to disaster. And so the software architect has to be really a fantastic software engineer. So that's where the background comes from, but then also really understand the larger picture, understand how to build a framework, how to use the entire infrastructure and deliver a solution, again, that shifts the needle for Amazon. So the base salary for these individuals averages at $185,000 per year. The stock equity goes a little higher compared to the senior software developers. So you're looking at roughly $200,000 to $250,000 in stock equity. And again, this is usually for the first years. I was probably not specific enough earlier. So as you go, you get additional stock equity over the years. And once you're with Amazon for 4, 5, 6 years, you're looking at a very healthy stock portfolio if you really start keeping the Amazon stock and keep them in your portfolio and don't cash out. Bonus-wise, not much different. You're looking at roughly $20,000 for the bonus. Again, the compensation comes through stock equity. And again, these are the base salaries, the base compensation. The longer you stay, the more you make, of course. You're looking at 5 to 10% annual increase in salary, so merit increases, so that you really work at a competitive salary and are not looking over your shoulder left and right to go to another company like Google, Facebook, Twitter, whoever else is out there, or Microsoft with Microsoft Azure. So here we looked at the 3 professions at Amazon AWS that draw some of the highest salaries. Of course, if you move up in the management structure, significantly different. Most of your compensation will come from the stock equity, and the higher you get, the more stock compensation you get. So the software development track is very interesting. Once you reach that mid-level, the base salary is strong enough that you can live in high-cost areas of living, like Seattle or Silicon Valley, or be it in Irvine, in Southern California, or New York City. So the real compensation comes with the stock equity. And again, this is for like a first or second year level, even if you are within the senior level area or mid-level area. And that's really then once you go past the first 1 or 2 years, when the compensation really goes up, and when you look at your bank accounts, and it really makes a difference. In one of the next videos, I will talk about how you get into Amazon. What do you need to know? How can you become a software engineer and move through the interview process at Amazon AWS to get one of these highly regarded positions. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I upload videos once a week, usually on Monday mornings. And if you want to be notified when I upload new content, there's a little notification bell after you subscribe. Please select that one as well, and then you're all set for new videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.